into day 7 we go, and I'm noticing some things about this track. If you look at the spiral part of this track, really look closely how cars take to it. The faster they go, usually the higher they rise up in that spiral section. I just think that's fascinating. It's why cars have trouble actually passing in that section. Hey everybody, I'm Brendan, and I'm just pontificating about the course as usual. And let's get going here as we run out our first set of 4. Thunderbird, Lotus, Evicia, Ford GT, and Pagani. Whatever it is, racing. We're going to call it the Pagani, and we'll see who has what it takes today. Looks right now like the Ford GT is absolutely dominating. Big jump from him, lands pretty smooth, skids for a second. We got something from the Pagani there in second. Anyway, 13.9 to start. Pretty good. Good to see a strong start. We have yet to see the record of 13.65 broken. We saw a 13.75 last time by that Lotus. But otherwise, nothing. Oh, Lucid Air. Man, I said it wrong twice. Not the Lotus, the Lucid Air. Remember people were talking about that in the comments. Quite a fast vehicle, but yes, 13.75, no better yet. And here comes lagging behind the last two. They're pretty slow, honestly, that Thunderbird. Not very fast. And yeah, there's a Lotus in this one, so I got confused in my head there. Heat 2. See how they roll out. Near side, we have the Pagani. Far side, the Thunderbird. Actually, near side as well, but falling back. Might as well be on the far side. And then the far side there, we got the Ford GT, who was down a second, but accelerating. Has the inside line here on the turn and way out in front from that push. Bounces in. Oh, turns. He's road blocking, and he's sideways, but he's knocked back to front. Here comes the Lotus on the far side there. Even almost turns around the spiral, but falls down into the center. Didn't have enough speed. Ford GT comes over, spins, nose to nose, back to back, and the Lotus is almost knocked across in first, but comes up just short. I think it was very close on that bumping. Thunderbird will cruise to a finish. Very similar to the T-Bird. He held up a lot of the race time, because he was on cruise control as well. There he finally comes. Doesn't even get any air time off the hill. That's how slow he's going. Thunderbird, not so good, but Ford GT and the Lotus look like they tied, but it's hard to tell who won. Honestly, the replay not helping too much. There's a Thunderbird. See him again, just doing his thing. Who won? Ford GT they give it to. I think that's right. I think he had it by a spoiler. Well, he doesn't have a spoiler. He had it by a ghost spoiler. And he, Lotus not lucky enough. But Lotus is back in it here with the 2 and the 3, tied with the Pagani. We'll see how they take to this outside corner. GT on the far side. And speeding up. With many lengths between him and the Pagani, it's going to be hard for the Pagani to catch up. Has to battle with the Lotus. Bounces in nice, the Ford GT. Staying pretty straight and steady. Round the curves they go. Let's run over the hill here. Straight up. Big jump. Oh, he's turned over and on his back, and the Pagani will nudge him over. And that's the third unmoving upside-down car that's been nudged into first place. Third time. Thunderbird can't even make the hill. I mean, does he have wheels or squares? Take a look at him back there. Camera has to run through a maze of obstacles to even find him. Oh, what a bounce. He had great airtime. That could have been a record because he was moving so fast, just couldn't control it, but he still nudged across for first place. And actually, he's working on a partial sweep, something we haven't really seen in this tournament yet. Let's keep a heads up here. Ooh, they're all just piled at the end. 3 5s. This could be exciting. We've never even seen a run for an individual sweep, let alone a partial sweep, which I believe we have not yet had one. Maybe one in the finals. But honestly, I don't think so. I would have called it out. So Ford GT looking for the first partial sweep. Let's see if he can get it. Out in front of the Pagani and the Lotus. Pagani with some speed, though, and has an inside line to push through. Pass, and he's got a lead. Up by a couple lengths. Ford GT looking for a lane to pass. Turbo straight into the back, straight, nice and fast. Here comes the curve. Ford GT, nudges on the Pagani. Can't get around, and here comes the jump. Ford GT lost speed. Pagani turns around, but he's nudged across, and the Pagani will end the partial sweep. There will be none. Wow. That's unbelievable. Lotus is pushed across by the Thunderbird, who has not even finished 2 of the races. And, well, that's going to set things back for the Ford GT, who really would have liked to stand out with that partial sweep. It's going to be hard for him to do anything of the sort in the finals either, so it's a tough place to be. He still advances, though, by a long shot Pagani right behind him. Oh, Lotus got stuck there on the railing and then fell off. And then we'll finally see the Thunderbird come through and keep things going. There you have it. Advancing, Ford GT and the Pagani Huayra. Second group. First set of 4 here, well, second set of 4 here. Corvette, Ferrari, Ford Mustang, and the Pininfarina. We saw one of those earlier on who performed okay. A Mustang we've seen, also a decent performer. I'm curious about how that Corvette will perform, and especially that Ferrari, who right now is leading the pack in that 3rd lane. Mustang on the near side here, now to the outside, up by a length. They go into the back straight, nice and smooth. Ferrari starts to bump, loses a place out to the Corvette. Here comes the spiral section. Ferrari looking for the jump here. He's back to 3rd. Ford Mustang. Oh, we have some airtime from the Corvette in the front wheels, and they cross together. Look at that. Oh, my God. That was acrobatics. How did he control himself when he was up like that and pull himself back to the outside? No idea who won that. That was super close. I think it was, well, it doesn't matter anymore. We see it. Ford Mustang. Mustang with 5. I don't know. I can't even tell you if I think that was true or not. And the Ferrari is stalled for about 3 seconds and won't be in contention in this one. Ford Mustang on the far side there. Big outward turn. And the Corvette is racing in front by a few lengths, but loses out as the Ford Mustang takes that inside line up by a few lengths into the back straight. They go weaving, looking for lanes, looking for openings. Can't find any. Ford Mustang up by only a length. Ferrari back to 3rd here. Here comes the Ford Mustang. Big jump, nudged forward, crossing the line slow. 15-2, and I feel for the Ferrari, who seems like the fastest of the bunch, but has had a lot of bad luck so far. Stuck in the lane there is the Pininfarina, a roadblock that has no effect. Not a great time, though, 15-2. We like to see something down towards 14 flat, but maybe they just didn't get the space they need to speed up. Let's look at the Ferrari. I want to see how he performs in this one. He's on that outer line. He got out of the gate nicely. Ahead of the Ford Mustang here by a little. Looks like he's losing a little bit of speed as he whips to the outside. He's down to 4th place, but will get an inside line here. Do you see acceleration? Maybe a little bit. And he's going to take the lead right through here, up by many lengths. Bounces very nicely, spins around, he's backwards, he's turned around, but they're in a line. And it looks like the Corvette couldn't make a move around him, stuck right behind him. Ferrari for the big jump, but backwards. Does it smoothly, not much airtime, nudge forward. Corvette finds lines. Yes, nudged across in 1st, I believe. Think he got nudged across in 1st. I couldn't tell. Let's look at this replay. Look closely at the line. I think he did. And Corvette, yeah, they do give it to him. Nudged across. And Ferrari will struggle to advance. Heat 4. 11 points for the Corvette. Mustang also with 11. Ferrari there with 7th, so he needs a win, and one of them to not finish very well. To finish last, actually. Ferrari stretching out a nice lead here as a big outside line, loses out to the Corvette for a second, but back on top, nudges nicely, spins the Corvette out. Ford Mustang is stuck. Can the Pininfarina get around either of them? They're all slow, taking to the spiral, and they might as well just fall off at that point. Ferrari's gonna win it. Will any other car lose their position? No! And the Ferrari will come up short even though he was the fastest car. That's a tough one. This is a rough one. Though, I will say, even with the nice run he had, still a slow time. 15 seconds, not good. I think this group is not going to fare well here in the finals. 14 and 13 to advance Corvette and Mustang. Let's go to the finals. Heat 1. Ford GT looks like the favorite here. Pagani, I think, still has a shot if he's smart. I'm not sure about the Corvette. I don't think he's got the speed. Look at them already separating here into the second straight. Ford GT, big outside curve, no one catching up. Bounces in, starts to spin a little bit. Can't get control, can't get control. Here comes the Corvette, here comes the Pagani. Inside line, outside line. Both of them trying to sandwich. Can't still catch up. Big jump. We have a car flipped over. It is the Corvette, and he goes from second to last. And the Ford GT will win this one. Good start for the Ford GT. His wheels are still spinning. You see that? His wheels were still spinning long after he finished. I mean, that's crazy. Look at this. All this time, they're still going. Wow. Must show the kind of lubrication that the I guess the mechanics are adding to those wheels to keep them ready for racing. Let's get that second heat going. Fireside the Ford GT trying to peek out for an early lead, though can't hold on to it. Sorry, not the Ford GT, the Mustang there with the early lead. Ford GT now in second place. Actually, nothing compared to the Corvette right now, which is odd to see. Even the Pagani's in front. Now the Ford GT's down to last place. Very odd. Pagani keeping up in first, trying to stay around there in the front. Can't seem to make a move. Corvette on the far side nudges by Ford GT as well. Oh! Way to see that. Oof, it was a tangle there, and the Pagani really lost out. He had most of the lead and then just tanked it. Heat 3. Keep an eye on him. Ford GT with 8, Corvette with 5. After that one, a good win, a good showing too, pretty fast in that one, which is interesting. I thought the Ford GT would have been faster overall every race based on the kind of times it put up, and maybe it was just the last one, because right now here he's really extending that early lead. Breaking into that back straight, nice and straight. This could be a record opportunity. No mistakes so far. Round the spiral. He has open season. Nobody on him. Skids a little bit again. You saw the speed loss. No way he has a record. Even with that, though, he manages a 14-1. I mean, look at the speed loss after the jump on the Ford GT, yet he still managed quite an amazing time. 14-1 is nothing to sneeze at. I think if he had stayed straight there, he could have gotten down to 13-5. Nonetheless, 13 points for the Ford GT. I don't know if anyone's really in contention here. You'd have to see on the scoreboard, because we have 8. So Ford GT DNFs and Corvette wins, maybe, right? Who else? 7 for the Pagani, so he's out of it. And Ford Mustang's not even close. So really the Corvette's got to win. The Ford GT has to somehow fall off the course for it to go to a tiebreaker. That's it. Let's see. Corvette nudges in front, though. It's set up for that. Ford GT just has to find a way to DNF, but he's not looking for it. Here comes the Corvette. Big jump, nice and smooth. Ford GT stuck on the track. Oh, but he's just got to finish. He just got to finish. He does, and he's moving on. That's enough. Man, I thought he might have gotten stopped right there in the course, which would have been scary for the Ford GT. But luckily, he just put his body past the line. That's all I needed to do to move on, and that he did, and that'll do it in this one. Ford GT moving on. 16 points. Good run for him. Almost had a partial sweep, couldn't hold on to it. 7 now in the finalist section, and we'll see you next time on Races and Fun.